In a time long ago, the fully enlightened Buddha, revered teacher of the three worlds, and known for his immense courage, resided in Jetavana Monastery. One day, he shared a story to address the deep fear of death experienced by one of his monks. The tale begins with a young householder from Savatthi who, after hearing one of the Buddha's profound sermons, became consumed with fear of death. This fear gripped him so tightly that he would flee at the slightest unsettling sound, whether the chirping of birds or the buzzing of bees crying out in terror, and never contemplating the nature of death itself. His fear was so overwhelming that it spread even among other monks, affecting their peace and meditation. The monks gathered in the hall of Turning the Wheel, discussing this monk's profound fear. When the Buddha arrived, he inquired about their conversation. The monks explained the situation, prompting the Buddha to summon the fearful monk and ask, "Bhikkhu, is it true that you are greatly afraid of death?" The monk admitted, "Yes, sir, it is true." The Buddha then spoke to the gathered monks, saying, "Do not belittle this monk's fear, for it is not new to him. Such fear existed even in his past lives." The Buddha then recounted a previous life to illustrate the nature of fear. Long ago, in the city of Benares, a king named Brahmadatta ruled with wisdom. In that era, the Bodhisattva, who had perfected all virtues and was destined for enlightenment, was born as a tree deity in the Himalayan forest. During this time, the king sought to train his royal elephant for battle. However, the rigorous training was too much for the elephant, who, overwhelmed by the pain, broke free from his restraints and fled into the forest. Despite efforts to recapture him, the elephant evaded his pursuers and remained free. From that point onward, the elephant was plagued by intense fear. Even the slightest sound, like the rustling of leaves or the whispering of the wind, made him tremble with dread. He imagined that his legs were bound by ropes, and that he was being prodded with a goad, which caused him to wander the forest in a state of constant anxiety and misery. One day, as the fearful elephant roamed the forest, the tree deity observed his plight. The deity, from his vantage point among the branches, spoke to the trembling elephant, saying, "Branches that are weak can be easily broken by the wind. This forest is full of such branches. If you fear these falling branches, you will never find peace. Instead, eat the grass, drink the water, and live joyfully in this forest without worry." The words of the tree deity instilled courage in the elephant, and he began to live more bravely and happily. The Buddha concluded the sermon, explaining the moral of the story: fear is merely an illusion. At the end of this discourse, the monk who had feared death attained the state of Satpana, or stream enterer, marking his entry into the path of enlightenment. It was revealed that in his previous existence, he had been the frightened elephant, and the compassionate tree deity was none other than the Buddha himself. Moral: fear is mere hallucination.